what happens after the sun goes down and the lights go out. We're calling this show Tyra After Dark. But we're gonna flip it a little and start with the city of lights, which is Paris. Paris is absolutely beautiful. I started modeling there when I was 17 years old. Here's a picture of me and some people actually at the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, look at that. And most people love the Eiffel Tower. They go to Paris, they visit it, they go up it. It takes forever to climb up those darn stairs, but it's beautiful. You take your pictures, and then you leave, right? Okay, would you believe that a woman fell in love with the Eiffel Tower, and then she married the Eiffel Tower? She took on the last name of the Eiffel Tower. Her last name is now Eiffel. I'm not kidding. Check this out.
You're Steve. I'm flesh. You rust. I bleed. You stand so tall. I look so mean. You're cold. I'm warm. You shine. I sing. And though we seem unlike up there, this woman in your spire, love built a bridge from me to you, my tower, I admire.
So, Erika, that was you marrying the Eiffel Tower. You had your last name changed to Eiffel. Okay, okay. Isn't this a little different? A little interesting? This is not a joke. She's not like trying to get press, because you know some people do some crazy things in the world and they try to get press. This is real. Okay, when we see you there marrying the Eiffel Tower, is it like you're kissing it and stuff? Like, is there like a romantic feeling that you have for it?
Well, naturally, when you're in love, there's an element of romance involved, so yeah.
So you said that you were in love with a bridge before.
Yes.
And now you're in love with the Eiffel Tower. You married the Eiffel Tower. Why don't you explain to people what this is, that this is not a joke? What is it called when people are in love with objects?
Actually, I'm what they call an objectum-sexual.
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 Which is?
It's basically the orientation to love objects. We develop relationships on a spiritual, mental, and for some also a physical level.
With objects.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever dated and loved a person romantically?
Actually, I tried, but it was so outside of my element to try to do this.
Did you ever think that there was something wrong with you growing up, loving objects?
Well, actually not until I was about 14 years old, because up till then I actually thought everyone was like me.
You thought everybody loved objects. What was
Yeah.
the first object that you were in love with as a child?
The real serious object was a bridge called Fairbanks.
Fairbanks Bridge.
Yeah.
And what was your relationship with that bridge?
Well, I saw this bridge every day on my way to school and back again, and I just felt that I drew some strength from this bridge, and I just felt there was a sense of connection, and I just developed these strong longing feelings for the bridge.
But there was a flood, and that bridge perished. It went under.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most difficult things I ever went through, especially at that age. There was the river's waters were really high,
Yeah.
and we had just crossed the bridge, and about 2 cars after that, the bridge collapsed into the river.
And you're getting emotional right now talking about that.
I don't think that anyone ever recovers from the loss of a loved one. I don't care how much time passes. The heart doesn't heal like that. I mean, you can try to put it out of your mind, but your heart always has that scar. So yeah, it was very emotional. It's like seeing someone murdered in front of you, so yeah.
And so you had an emotional reaction then. Did you cry? Did people, how old were you?
Yeah, I was 14 years old when I fell in love with the bridge. We had a relationship about 3 years, so it was a pretty strong relationship. It was about 17.
So you say you had a relationship.
Yeah.
Do you think that the bridge, or going even now, the Eiffel Tower, is aware of your existence?
I mean, I sense that, and I know it seems crazy for everyone to, you know, get this idea of that, but, you know, I've always been able to sense, you know, some reciprocation from my objects.
Okay, for instance, the Eiffel Tower. You married to the Eiffel Tower.
I did, yeah.
So, did you propose to the Eiffel Tower? Like,
Actually, she proposed to me. No, I know, okay. Actually, I had gone there with some friends, and I planned on photographing her with her lights on, and it was like, I kept trying to get these pictures, and then all of a sudden, I got my camera up, and her lights went out, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, all this work for nothing, and then all of a sudden, it was just like, I looked up, and she just came alive. I mean, it was like all these lights, and it was like a fireworks display. Just this display, and technically, only after the fact, I learned that her lights don't do that. And it was just like this really special thing. I don't know if they were, what the purpose was, but all I know is in my heart I really felt that, you know, she was crying out, because here's this beautiful tower in Paris, and she's surrounded by all these people in love with each other, and they look at her and they go, oh, she's so beautiful, but they don't see anything beyond the beauty. It's like, I would liken it to a supermodel. People look at supermodels and they see the absolutely gorgeous exterior, but do they actually think about, you know, the depth, the inside?
Yeah, but a model's a human being.
Yeah, it's true, a human being.
Yeah.
But to me, the Eiffel Tower, you know, she really resonates with me. And
so the Eiffel Tower, you call her her.
I do, and it's only because the English language restricts me to this. If I use the word it automatically deanimates the object. And
so why not say him?
I don't know. It's the sense that you know, the object, she's the Grand Madame of Paris. And
so you feel like she's feminine. She's
right, and in the French language, the pronoun, you know, is la Tour Eiffel.
Yeah. Okay, so would you consider yourself to be a lesbian with your objects?
I don't see it like that, actually.
Are you attracted to male objects?
Yeah, there are objects that have a male presence.
Okay.
But again, it's not like you can lift up the leg on the Eiffel Tower and check to see what, you know, her gender is.
It's just what you feel. Okay. Have you ever had sex with a human being?
Actually, I tried, because I basically stayed in the closet for a really long time with my OS.
In the closet?
In the closet, meaning that I didn't want to
show people that you had this.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, I had a kind of a bad experience when I was 14, when my mother walked in on me, and I just happened to have the object I loved at the time in bed with me. I was completely innocent.
What was the object?
My drums. I used to play drums, and I just felt this longing to pull them into bed with me. And my mother woke up the next morning, my mother woke me up the next morning, and when she saw me, she just shrieked and freaked out and told me I was going to go to hell because, you know, what are you doing? And so that was it. I mean, I went in the back of the closet, shut the door, took the key, and
threw it out. So did you try to start? You tried to date guys?
I did. I put on a front for quite a long time. You know, I went out and I'd be with these guys, and they'd always kind of try to push the sexual issue and stuff. And I would just say, well, you know, I'm waiting till I get married.
I understand that you were questioning your sexuality. You thought, okay, maybe I'm not attracted to guys. Maybe it's
right. I actually did try to date a woman as well, just because I was doing anything I could to try to fit into mainstream. Because you know, it's really difficult. You go out with all your friends, and you know, my girlfriend's talking about, hey, that guy is so good looking, he's so hot, and blah 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 blah. And I couldn't say anything. It was like, you know, what was I going to say? Oh, this, you know, this bridge is so sexy, and he's got really nice lines, and engineering, and blah. You know,
yeah.
they'd
be like, oh
that.
no.
So I just sat there and quietly listened to them all, you know, express themselves, and I couldn't do it.
And what about your mother now? You said back then she said you were going to hell. Now you are publicly, you know, have married the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
You're publicly saying that you like this bridge. What is your relationship like with her?
Unfortunately, there is no relationship anymore. I mean, I was honest with her. Before I ever came out to the public, I told her, and I said, look, you know, I need you to understand a little bit more about what, you know, I was going through when I was younger and why I was the way I am.
Okay, we have to take a break. We'll be right back. Okay.